What's up, old friends? It's been a minute. My sincere apologies. As a peace offering, here's a sneak peek at my little Irish ankle for you. I really don't care. It's 7 o'clock on the nose, 7 in the morning on February 7th, 2026. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with this. I haven't put a whole lot of thought. I sat down, fired this up, and away we go. So I guess I'll start at the main thing and work my way backwards. I have what am I looking here? I have H. pylori. That was confirmed a couple weeks back. I ended up having a colonoscopy and an endoscopy, the same outpatient time, same place, same stop. And I hate saying that you had those at the same time because it makes it sound like you had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy at the same time, and people just get a visual and you're like, like you're being flossed or something. I don't know. But so I like to say, I don't even know what I like to say. I just haven't figured it out. I went to the same place at the same time under the same anesthesia, and I had endoscopy first, and then I had a colonoscopy. If you watched in my other videos, I had briefly touched on it. I think I did, that I had like this abdominal pain that's been going on that I've been trying to figure out, and I'm still trying to get to the bottom of it. But I'm thinking it might actually be this H. pylori. If I'm saying that right, I think I am, H. pylori. So I ended up getting these scopes done because of this pain I had going on for some time. I didn't know what it was stemming from. I thought maybe this vitamin D deficiency, because that caused so much weird stuff going on, obviously. And I thought maybe that had something to do with making me susceptible to some sort of inflammation or something going on. But this has been going on for a long time. I can make a whole video about the pain I've had in my abdomen. I like to help people, but the problem is I don't have the answer either. So when I have one, you'll know. And if this, yeah, you know what? I was going to maybe make a separate video about that whole pain, but you know what? If this H. pylori cures this thing, then man, there we go. Well, two birds with one stone, or Shoe Nice likes to say, two stones with one bird. Remember that guy? I think he's still around doing well. I have to check on Shoe. But anyways, so we had this pain going on, and I've been trying to figure out what it is. Got these scopes done. Turns out this lower region is okay from the colonoscopy standpoint, and I've had like, what do you call it? I want to say, like, it's not a sonogram, not radar. What do they call that? It's not sonar. Why am I an idiot right now? Ultrasound. I'm an idiot right now because I barely slept last night. It's 7 in the morning. It's not from insomnia or anything. I just went to bed late and got up early. But I got a coffee here. So I had an ultrasound, I've had CT scans, I've had x-ray, I've had blood, you name it, I've had it, and we can't figure out what's going on. But just to be safe, they also were doing the endoscopy. Might as well do the whole GI tract while we're doing this. And while they were in there, they found out I had gastritis. That's what they told me. I woke up and they're like, you got gastritis. And I was like, okay. Now here's what's interesting. As far as I know, I didn't have any symptoms whatsoever. I have a full appetite. I have no bathroom problems. I have no stomach pains. I eat spicy food. I drink coffee. I don't know. I live like a pretty normal person. I eat pretty healthy these days, but not through the past holidays. I haven't been too good about this stuff, but nonetheless, I don't have any issues that I know of in my stomach until they tell me this. So I'm like, okay. Actually, I take that back. Yeah, they said I was gonna say they told me I have H. pylori. No, they just told me I had gastritis. They're like, yeah, we saw some inflammation and we tested it for H. pylori, but you have gastritis. And I was like, okay, great. And then the next day they call me and then they say, yeah, you tested positive for H. pylori. So then I go in on a Monday. So they call so I had the colonoscopy and endoscopy on a Monday. They called me on a Tuesday. I had to follow back up with my doctor, my gastroenterologist, if I'm saying that right. I think I am. Good job, Timo. I get to her on the ensuing Monday, and then she prescribes me, I guess this is a pretty traditional regimen. Had I made this video like a week ago, God, I couldn't say this to save my life, but now I have it memorized. So I got to take a course of antibiotics and a few other things. I'm not even like digging hugely into it. I did a little research on it. It sounds like it's a standard course of treatment. And just to do it, it's 2 weeks long and you just knock it out and hopefully move on. It's got a pretty high success rate, something around the ballpark of like 85% if you do it right. So it's okay. So the two antibiotics I think I got to take. I think they're called tetracycline. Well, the one's definitely called tetracycline, and I got to take that every 6 hours around the clock. And I pair that. I take one pill of that, and I pair that with 2 tablets of bismuth. If I'm saying that right, too, I think it is. Just some over-the-counter stuff I got from Walgreens, and then what's the other one? Oh, I'm sorry. Tetracycline's the prescription. Bismuth is over-the-counter. The other antibiotic is metronidazole. That's a real tough one. I think I got that one right. Metronidazole. I don't know if I got that right. 50-50 shot. But that one I got to take 3 times a day. So morning, noon, and night. And then the other one that's over the counter is omeprazole. I take that once in the morning and then once at night. So I think I got that. And then I'm also taking a probiotic in a pill form once in the morning and one at night. So it's like a lot of things to remember to take. Like anything, once you get in a rhythm, it's been a couple days now, you kind of gets going. So you get used to it, I guess, or you kind of, I don't know. So I started taking that this past Monday. Today's Saturday morning. So today, I started taking it on a Monday night, like late at night. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so 4 full days and then another like 12 hours on top. Here's where side effects with that. When I take it on an empty stomach, the antibiotics, I noticed after maybe like 15, 20 minutes, I don't know why I'm laughing. I think it is kind of funny because it's like, Tim, don't be an idiot. Just eat something. Why would you take it on an empty stomach? Why? Because I'm busy. That's why. I really am that busy. So I'll take them, run out to work, whatever, and I'll be on the train or something. And then like, I'll get this, how like when you want to puke, you get that salivating feeling and you're like, oh, like that. You kind of picture like a dog before it horks. You're just, oh, that's kind of how you start feeling. So it's like a slight version of that. It's not like right before you puke. It's just like somebody dials it down quite a bit and you're like, oh, you're just not. But it goes away usually within like a half hour. So, and it's only worse when I'm on an empty stomach. If I've eaten, it's really not too bad. But so now we're getting kind of deeper into this thing. And as of last night and this morning, now when I take that bismuth, it used to just chew it. I mean, they flavor it or whatever. I don't know. It's just, you're supposed to chew it up. But you chew it up and you taste it and then swallow it and eat or drink or just go on your merry way and it's gone. Now when I take it, and I just had it like a half hour ago, it leaves like this really weird taste in my mouth. It's like metallic-y kind of. I know it's like cliche. People always talk about metallic taste, but it is. But it's metallic with like a bitterness. It's like I don't know. It's like you licked metal and leather, like old leather that you found underneath a seat like way after a ball game. I don't know. It's a really funky taste. And when you eat other things, like I ate some super garlicky stuff last night and it didn't even matter. You still had the bismuth taste in your mouth. They also warned about it changing. Here's a TMI thing. Ready? I was warned that it could that it could change the color of your excrement. That's a great word. It could change the color of your excrement, and I was kind of waiting for that, and it didn't happen until very recently, which makes sense because that taste in my mouth has gotten more powerful. Not the taste of excrement, the taste of the bismuth stuff residue. But the bathroom stuff, I started noticing yesterday. I think my urine got darker, and I am like always super hydrated. Like I drink coffee, but I drink a ton of water, and that's what's very abnormal for me to have dark pee. And I'm like, oh, huh. But you always want to be concerned because I mean it was like really dark, not like mud, but it was just like darker than butter for sure. I'm trying to think if I got anything on me here. I don't know, man. Not Coca-Cola, kind of just like darkened butter a little bit more. where it's like, oh, that is some really dehydrated pee. Like you ever mowed the lawn on a hangover and then not drink water right away, and then you take that pee and it's like, oh, I need to drink some water. It's like that, which is very unlike me. But I mean, like, really, I think you get the idea. And then coinciding around that same time, I'll just say within the last 16 hours. At first, I was like, wait, is that? Yeah, I think you guys catch my drift here. I was like, is that darker? And I'm like, later, I'm like, that is definitely darker. So we'll just say everything gets darker. Then it's true. And then another thing I read is that it can change. It can change. It said it can make your tongue black. Now I'm doubting it makes your whole tongue black, like something you'd see in a movie. But I'm sure it's probably just. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done a deep dive on this, but I'm sure it's just like the back of your tongue might get black or something. I don't know. But if this taste keeps kicking up, I can't imagine having that taste plus a black tongue, plus your bathroom products are black, which, like, that's kind of weird and scary. But they were like, yeah, they can. And I said to her, the doctor, I was like, how likely is this going to happen? And she's like, it can happen. Like, that was her response. I'm like, okay, so whatever. I think it's just kind of like a funny thing I'll look back on. So, okay, that's it. Appetite wise, this is really interesting. I have an appetite and I don't. And I don't know if that's just because I've been under a ton of stress with some work and other stuff lately. It could be, but it's also that stress has coincided with taking this medicine this week. So food, I've been able to take it or leave it. Like, I can just go all day, no food whatsoever. And it's fine. I don't crave it. I don't care whatsoever. You put like a plate of my favorite stuff in front of me, even if you just put whatever in front of me, I'll eat it. Like, I'll just sit and watch TV and just eat something. And I'm like, all right, it's fine. It's like, if I didn't eat it, I could go on my merry way and be fine. And if I do eat it, like, great, I'm full. I'm not. Like, it doesn't matter. Take it or leave it. So I find that to be really interesting. And I woke up this morning thinking maybe I'd be starving, but I'm not. Speaking of, I was going to talk about my weight really quick. You know what's funny? Anytime you mention your weight to somebody, I was going to say I've put on weight over the past like month and a half. I put on like 10 or 12 pounds, but I'm totally fine with that because I had a knee thing for a minute and I had been running a lot and I had to take it easy. We've had the holidays and, going into this H. pylori thing, my diet had been really, really good. And, I knew I was going to be getting like the endoscopy and colonoscopy. And then I found out I was going to be, I had H. pylori. And then I found out I was going to be taking the antibiotic. And it also took me a week to finally start taking the antibiotics. So, for a number of reasons. So you keep adding up that time. But going into that, I was like, well, I'm going to have to be eating super clean. My stomach's going to be a wreck. I'm probably going to be losing weight. So why don't I just treat myself? So I've just been eating way too many sweets. I started drinking Coke Zero again, more than I care to admit. Not the cans. I just love the fountain drinks from the gas stations. Man, I love those things. That is my, I love them. I drink Coke Zero, fountain. I don't even want to say, well, I'm from Chicagoland area. We call it pop, but it's my favorite pop by far. And I've cut it out for a long time, and I've gone back. I got to stop drinking it. But anyways, I was just treating myself during that time, thinking, well, I'm gonna be. It's just splurging before you go into your diet. Really, that's all I thought I was gonna have to do, and in doing that, I ended up. I was resting my knees, so I wasn't running as much as I wanted to, and then I put on not a good amount of weight, but I put on some weight. But I was going to say earlier, if I didn't already say this, sorry, is you probably like, see this? Like, I've noticed, especially because, I did lose a lot of weight. I lost, at one point I was down 60 pounds. Now I'm down, as I stand here before you today, I'm down about 43 pounds right now from my heaviest. And, so at one point I was down 60 pounds, and it's very noticeable when somebody loses 60 pounds. But in conversations with people, they talk about, hey, losing weight or this or that, anything about that, it's so funny that people will immediately look at your belly and they try not to make it noticeable. And just as somebody who has lost a good amount of weight in the past year, I mean, I don't care. It's obviously human nature. I think I probably do it too, but I try to be conscious of it, not do it. But man, people will like just look right at your stomach and look at your eyes and stomach and eyes. And it's just like, did you not, excuse me, I'm sorry. Did you not realize you're like, I see you staring at my gut? Right now I got my, man, sorry. Right now I got my boobie out. Right now I got my Eagle Globe and Anchor Marine Corps sweater on. Gentlemen, I know the rules. I'm allowed to wear this. I'm not out in the civilian land, and if I am, actually it's been a while. I think I'm allowed to wear this in civilian world, but I'm not. I just wear it. I found it and I washed it, and this is literally what I wore to bed in boot camp. Where am I looking again? I keep losing the camera. I like it dark in here, guys. It's early. It's quiet. It's dark. I'm in my garage. I got one of those heater lamps over here. I got one by my feet. I don't have them turned on right now, though. I really enjoy the cold. Still got the Christmas tree up. Thinking about leaving that up indefinitely until I get told I have to take it down. That'll probably happen when the weather warms up some more. But who knows? Maybe we leave it up all year round and we decorate it for whatever sports teams are going on. Speaking of sports teams, Super Bowl weekend, it should be the Bears. It should be the Bears. I don't care what you say. Yeah, you might say, well, this team's better for this, that. Could you just imagine if the Bears and Caleb Williams just continue to win those miracle games all the way on through the Super Bowl? Oh, my God. We're going to make episode. This is where this channel is going to go now. Maybe you're catching the drift. We're going to be talking about life, health, wellness, sports, Caleb Williams, politics. Tempting. Maybe we'll just like touch the fringes. The thing about this is I really don't care if I have 1 million subscribers or 10 subscribers. I started this up like a year ago with the intentions of creating a podcast, and I dipped my toes in that water, and just horrible. But that's how you learn. That stuff's gone, long gone. But I was testing out the equipment. I was learning, and I've never done anything like this before, and it's really weird and uncomfortable. But it's something I want to do. So, anyways, I ended up tabling the whole thing because of my health. Honest to God, I had to just focus on my health and my job. The job was busy as hell for a whole year. And I got 5 kids. So that's why it's always like weird looking lighting and dark and odd hours. And I kind of sound and look like I just rolled out of bed because I did. I'm not even going to look at the timer to see how long I'm talking, because the moment I do that, I start thinking like, oh, people hate when you talk this much. Shut up, Tim, you talk too much. Well, guess what, Tim? You got a microphone in front of your face for a reason, because you like to talk. And if people want to hear it, they can hear it. And if they don't, they can just hit the X or swipe or whatever they got to do. Isn't this beautiful, guys? This is the world we live in. I was in the car with my son the other day, and I said to him, Mac, his name is Mac. I said, Mac, he's 10. I go, when I was your age, I go, if you were to tell me, like, hey, I got a device in my pocket and I can just hit a couple buttons really quick and everybody in the entire world can watch us immediately if they wanted to. The whole world can just tune in from anywhere. If you were to tell me that when I was 10 years old, I was born in 1986. I've got my 40th coming up. We're going to talk about that. Man, we're going to talk about so much stuff. But I told him that, and I was like, he's like, what do you mean? I go, you can just go on YouTube Live, and in theory, anybody can tune in. Just like a State of the Union address with the President of the United States. Oh, see, there I go. I said the keywords. Well, that's going to trigger some algorithmic stuff going on. So maybe next thing I know, I got 60 million subscribers on this thing. And they're all just going to say, I hate you. Why did you say president? I didn't even say anything beyond president. I just said president. But I said, just like a State of the Union with the president address, like I can hit a button and the entire world can tune in with just a device that's sitting in my pocket right now. Like, that's how powerful this is. Like, we take this for granted. But I'm like, anybody that's my age or older or even younger, think about that for a second. Like, it's incomprehensible. We really do take it for granted, but you're just like, okay, it's here. Like, cool. Like, I get that, but man, do you not understand? So, and so I think I've mentioned before, maybe I haven't. I do work in technology, and I'm fascinated with technology. I love technology. Um, I'm not like a super nerd geek where I'm gonna talk X's and O's of wizardry of subnets and this and that with you. Although I could talk some of that with you, but I'm more into just like trends and where it's going and the latest and greatest. And I'm AI, dude. We're gonna do some serious conversations about AI. So I just got to find the time to make these videos and have these conversations to get this stuff out there and grow a community. Anybody who subscribed, thank you, I guess. That's fantastic. I hope that as we chug along here, who knows when, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you when I'm going to have a regular cadence of putting out videos. In fact, I was going to have this conversation about the direction of the channel in a separate video, but here we are. To land the plane on the H. pylori, I'm just taking the medicine. I'll tune back in with you when it's done. I'm on day, I don't know, like I said, 4 or something. And after 14 days. Oh, and when it's all done, you got to wait 4 to 6 weeks. You got to submit a stool sample. That was hilarious, finding out about how that works. I literally had to go into the hospital. Well, I was in the hospital for this. And the doctor, a gastro doctor was like, yeah, you got to go pick up a stool collection kit, I think she called it. Thank God I remembered those words, because where I had to go, there's like a half door on a wall in a hallway. And I ring a doorbell, and this lady answers it, like straight out of a movie. I couldn't make this up. This lady answers it. She's like, I swear to God, this lady looked like she was like, I don't know. She was probably about 58 to 62 years old. And if I'm describing her for a mugshot, or what do they call it, an artist sketch, she was like 58 to 62 years old. She clearly had kids at some point in her life. She looked like she had been a school teacher for 30 years previously. And she answers the sliding door, or whatever, half door. It was a full thing cut in half with a little square cut out in the middle. She opens it up and she's like, can I help you? And I was like, yeah. I go, can I get I'm like, stool collection kit? And she starts laughing, not like hilariously. I don't know if it's just because of the way I said it, but I was like, I get a stool collection kit? And I think it was probably because I was confused about the whole situation, but the door, and I had to hit a doorbell, and here's this lady answering. And then she starts like chuckling, and she's like, do you have a prescription? Or like whatever. Is it in the system? I don't know what she said. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I was at the doctor. She said, somebody led me this way. And I'm like, I think I'm supposed to get this from you. And she's like, hold on. She takes like my name and birth date, and then she goes and looks it up. Or knows what she does. She comes back, and she's got this big bag. And now listen, I've never done this in my life. I've dreaded the day where I've reached an age where I have to submit a stool sample. She goes, here you go. It's in a bag like this big. She's got it folded in half, like I'm at Kohl's, and she's handing me my goods and my t-shirts. And she's like, okay, here's your stuff. And she's like, have you done this before? And I was like, as I've stated, no, clearly. And she's like, okay. She's like, well, the instructions are here, and here, this is in there. I'm like, okay. And I kind of was just like, I'm kind of laughing at the situation, but she's chuckling as she's telling me this. And I didn't know how I felt about it. I kind of was laughing at myself. I was like, is this real? I got some lady I don't know opening a hatch, laughing at me because her job is to hand me a container that I have to defecate into. So it gets even better. If you've never even done this before, I call my wife and I tell her what's going on. She's like, no way. And I start looking through the bag. Sure enough, I want to say something else, but I'm debating about how I feel about cursing on this channel. Sorry, I just had thoughts about cursing on channel. Never mind. So I'm like, no, there's a wooden stick. There's a popsicle. It's a popsicle stick in there. They call it a wooden stick. I don't know. Maybe not everybody calls them popsicle sticks. I just thought about that. Popsicles are like a brand. Anyways, there's a stick in there, and so I'm just laughing about the whole situation, and this whole thing is ridiculous. But so if you ever want to find out about how they discovered the treatment for this H. pylori. It's really fascinating. I was sitting at a red light asking ChatGPT. I'm like, this is incredible. How do they come up with this stuff? Like this treatment. Like if this didn't exist, what happens to me? This stuff is a class 1 carcinogen that can cause cancer if it's left untreated in your stomach and your esophagus. So I'm incredibly grateful that they found this. And like I said, I'm hoping it cures this pain, this abdomen pain. I'm hoping this is all somehow tied together and it clears it up. But the way that they found this guy was nominated for like the Peace Prize or something. For a long time, they've always just treated stomach, like gastritis, ulcers, and shit. I'm sorry. And stuff like that to, the stress or treatment was like stress, and diet, right? Like stress and diet manages your ulcers and everything. And then these guys discovered this H. pylori bacteria, and they also discovered the treatment for it. When I say these guys, I think it was just like a guy and his buddy, but the main guy got the credit. Well, he should, because he ended up drinking the bacteria in whatever it was in. He put it like in a glass of water or something, I don't know, and he drank it. He got the H. pylori. Sorry about the banging and clanging here. I do have to do something about that. That's not fair to you guys. This is like a church pew. I'm going to tell you how this place came to be with another episode too. So he drank the bacteria and he got H. pylori, tested positive for it. He ends up treating himself with it to prove how effective it is, cures himself of it, and then that's it. It became the standard treatment of care by the mid-90s, and here we are. So I'm super, super, super grateful for this. Otherwise, I think I've had this for a long time, because I know I've had this pain in my abdomen for a long time, and I mean like years. And you can live with this for years. A huge amount of the population has it, apparently. So look into it. It's all really kind of fascinating if you want. So where was I going with all that? I don't know. I've gone on forever. That's it. H. pylori channel. I don't know. All right. Where are we at? All right. Now I'm going to look at the time here. What do we got? Wow. 27 minutes all in one take. If my eyes look like hell, it is A, because I'm exhausted, and B, because it's freezing, and I have really dry eyes. What else? I think that's it. That's all I got. So stay tuned. I think when this is all over, I'll definitely provide updates on the H. pylori. Oh, that's what I was going to say. At the end of 4 to 6 weeks, you submit the stool sample, and then they test it, and you find out if you're clear or not. So, and anybody who wants to laugh at me for this, people in my family got to get tested for it too. I guess it's really contagious, because it can get passed through like saliva. If somebody like drinks out of the same straw as me, or there's lots of different ways you can get it, apparently. But I don't know when I got it. So just glad that we can do something about it in today's world. So that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. As always, squeeze it easy, be safe, take care, and have a good one. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Take care.